So I've been finding myself constantly going in circles. So what I mean by that is, like, for example, when we go into a search engine and we're looking up how to get in shape, and we're looking, or how to lose weight, we're looking for some sophisticated new way to teach us how to do what we already know. So what do I mean by what we already know? Well, we all know internally that we're supposed to exercise, eat healthy, and work out hard, and then give it a rest every now and then. So that's where I've been finding myself recently. I've said in my prior videos I've been exercising for 6 months now. I do 1 hour of exercise. I'm actually doing Insanity. So I'll do Transform 20, which is 20 minutes, and then I'll do Insanity for 40 minutes. So completing that hour. I do them back to back, and then about half an hour later, then I'll walk my dogs for an hour to 2 hours a day, as well as eating healthy and stuff like that. But I mean, it's only been 6 months and I've only lost 15 pounds. But I continue to be tired, and I've had a sleep study done in which they told me that I had sleep apnea. So with sleep apnea, you have to have like some special machine. Like, I did this all to myself is the point. And I started at a specific point, and then I got out of shape, and then I had to start exercising again, and then now progress is going slow, but at the end of maybe a year again of exercising and doing this constantly, I might be down to the weight that I started at when I got out of the military, man. And that's the issue, that I'm going in circles and I'm doing these things to myself. If I know that I'm gonna be tired, like, why am I not wearing my sleep apnea mask? It's really been frustrating me how I easily go back into these patterns, but I think it has a lot to do with the habits that I set in place. I just think I need to develop better habits and start working little by little. I keep finding myself trying to hurry up and just get the result that I'm trying to go after. For example, um, I gained 70 pounds since I got out of the military. So now I want to lose them all. So I'm doing all this crazy amount of exercise and walking my dogs for 2 hours a day. And I want to see the results now. I'm trying to hurry up and get there, but it took me 3 years to gain all that weight, to gain the 70 pounds. And now I just want to lose it in 6 months. It just doesn't make sense. But I think I got this from the videos that I've been watching. A lot of that hustle culture. Well, they say that the only way for you to get something is to really want it and to sacrifice and to sleep like 2 freaking hours a day and do all this stuff. So I keep thinking that that's what I have to do. I have to push. But I realize that it's not the most efficient way. I was watching The Simpsons a while back, and there was this episode where this character, Frank Grimes, he had to struggle and basically go the hard way. He was the hard way guy. He struggled since he came out of the womb, and he thinks that you have to push to be able to accomplish anything in life. And on the opposite end, Homer Simpson, everybody knows him. He's in a high position too. He's like the safety inspector of the whole plant. But everybody knows that he doesn't even do his job. He just shows up, falls asleep on the job. Like, he doesn't even know what any of the knobs do. He got to that same position, and he is able to keep his job. And he's not pushing as much as that Frank Grimes character was. And because Frank Grimes in the episode was so committed to exposing Homer, it ended up leading him to his death because he thought everything was to be gained the hard way. Now, I know you guys are saying that maybe this is some cartoon or some animation show. Like, what does this have to do with real life? Like, I know that you guys might have someone in your lives who have achieved everything by not working that hard. And I think that that's the way. The way for now is well, how could I say this? Like I'm stuck between the two. I'm fighting either should I keep pushing and keep that push culture mentality, or just like let things fall into place naturally, which are like two opposite end of the spectrum things. But I'm not seeing any results going the hard way. Like not the results that I want. I've only lost 15 pounds. Like, but I think it's because like I stress myself out about it, and everybody knows that that stress causes a lot of uh, things in your body that'll adversely affect like that the weight loss. Like I'm putting way too much importance to it. How many times has it happened where you've really wanted something, and then as soon as you drop the importance on that thing, then you get it? So that's where I am now. Like I'm realizing like I'm pushing too hard, and maybe I need to try, but not that hard. You know what I mean? And my unrealistic expectations are what's doing this to me, man. But I'm stuck in that mindset where I just want to solve the problem. And I'm starting to look at where the pattern started from, and I'm starting to think it started at school. Because, like, think about math, right? Everyone's like, oh, like, why do we have to take calculus or whatever? But they're giving you problems, so in return, you can solve them. So at a young age, they're trying to teach us problem solving. Like, they're like, here's it. Why don't they call them or like solve this formula or something like that, but they say solve this problem. Like, why do they call it that? I think it's school is there to program us, and if they do their job perfectly, then that's what it teaches. It teaches us to be problem solvers, which brings me to my next point. America, man. Like I'm real disappointed in where America's going right now. Like I see that even in college. Like college to me is all like a big scam. It's like businesses might give you a scholarship, but they want you to work for them. So in return, they're not giving you the scholarship to help you. They're giving you the scholarship to have somebody work for them and feel like they're obligated to them to work at that company. That's why a lot of us find ourselves in places where we don't want to be, in these jobs that we question it. And like that's where I was, even in like the military. Like they sold me that the Marines was like I don't want to bash the military or anything like that, because I'm American, and I love America and stuff like that. Like first of all, I need to soften the blow, but what I didn't like is that they sold me this life of change. Like they're like you could be this good for nothing kid and then turn into a Marine. Like it was gonna be like this caterpillar transforming into a butterfly type of situation. But honestly, I when I got out of the military, I came out disappointed, overworked, and I just with no direction. It was like I don't know, man. Like I felt like they took out from you as much as they gave you. Like yeah, I got a paycheck, but I mean they worked me to the ground for it. It wasn't like they were willingly passing out paychecks, and they sold me this life of change, and I'm worse off than where I started, man, to be honest. Like, and I've been working so hard at this, trying to get out of this hole that I myself dug myself into, because I mean, I want to take responsibility. Like most of the problems that I have are subconscious, but I chose to believe them. It was my fault, and that's why I'm trying to find a way out, man. I want to be a better example to uh to society. Like I feel like I'm broken, man. I feel like I'm broken, but there's other people that must feel like I do, like kids, and maybe resonating with them and teaching them a thing or two will help them. Cause I didn't have too many male role models. My dad wasn't really there. He was always working, and I was raised by my uncle, and he taught me a lot of things. But if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have achieved even the little things that I did achieve. So, I mean, I want to give that back to people. And going back to America, man, I everywhere I turn, it's like they're cashing out on Kobe's death. Like Jordan's coming out with some Kobe themed shoes, and like every news is talking about them. Like I think that there should be no news, man. Like what the news reports on things so that they could get paid. So they're looking for a tragedy for people to like. We have an emotional connection towards Kobe, and they're looking at it as a way to cash out. You know what I mean? Like even at the or some people might be doing it for the wrong reasons, man. I heard about the Nipsey Hustle store, and my uncle wanted to go there and wherever it is in LA, Compton or wherever. And they closed it down because no one was buying enough shirts. They were just going to take pictures outside of the place. They're like, hey, like this guy influenced me. Let me take a picture outside of the store. Uh, and they're mad because they're not selling their merchandise. You know, they just wanted to cash out on his death. And that's where I'm seeing America going, man. Like we're going in the wrong direction. We need to really like and I'm not saying that I'm perfect or anything, but we all need to evaluate ourselves in this situation so that we can create change. Or not even change, but improvement. Like we've gone a long way. We've gone a long way from where we were, but we need to improve. We need to be constantly improving. Ever since I was young, I started to see that yeah, the world was changing like with technology, but we're kind of stuck in like this loop where we get too focused on the things that we're not supposed to, and then people who are a lot smarter than us take advantage of that. Take advantage of us feeling lost. Like for example, I felt lost and directionless, and then yeah, the Marines were like, yeah, we can give you change. We could mold you into the man you want to be. Like, but they took advantage of that. They took advantage knowing that a lot of the kids didn't know what to do, didn't know if they wanted to go to college. Did you know that some of them get kicked out of their parents' house? They don't know even where they're gonna go live, and they sell you this life of change and transformation. And like that's we need to find a better way to like we could just say come serve our country for America's interest. That's what we're doing here. So come join if you want to do that. Like sell what you actually are selling. Like most of these commercials on television have nothing to do with what they're selling. You know what I mean? And they just want you to be emotionally attached, using all this psychology to manipulate us and to get us to buy and to get us to invest in their product. And then once we're emotionally invested, then we sell it to our friends. Like they're using that to use us for their gain. You know what I mean? Like we need to use that education for something better. Well, anyways, that's it for today. I didn't upload yesterday, so yeah, I apologize, but I'm gonna keep doing my best to upload every day and keep trying to talk into this camera, man. I I feel a lot better than the first couple of days, but I feel like I got a long way to go. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Peace, fam.